What's going on, everybody? This is the CinqBoys Podcast.
CinqBoys.
Yes, boys! We're back. NFL Week 2 preseason has concluded. We have some news in the NHL. We have some rumors of things that happened a couple years ago that some people deny happening, and some people, I don't know. Weird news came out. We're going to get to that. And then we got the NFC East today. Yes, boys. Go Giants.
I'm
All right.
all kinds of fired up.
All right,
Yeah,
Jack.
this is a juicy pod.
Yeah, I really liked the last one that we did. That one will be out tomorrow. And then let's get into it. Jack, tell us about the NHL.
Nazem Kadri finally signed. The biggest fish on the market finally signed. And the strangest part of it all, 2-3 years ago, before he got traded to the Avalanche, the Leafs tried to trade him to the Flames to acquire a guy like Mark Giordano. And he denied it. He didn't want it. He didn't want to go to the Flames. Maybe they were on his no trade or whatever the case may be. He signed with them in free agency, which is super strange, especially after everything that happened this this offseason, losing Gaudreau, losing Kachuk.
Maybe he was one of those guys that's no longer there anymore, dude. It has to be.
Dude,
Just like the Bruins with Cassidy.
Dude, Kachuk and Kadri on the same team would have been unbelievable. Two of arguably the biggest rats in the entire league on the same line. So Flames wrap up. They got Huberdeau, they got Kadri. Their whole team looks completely different. Add Uyghur to the mix. They got Shillington, Mangiapane, Markstrom still in net. They lost big pieces, replaced them with slightly smaller pieces. Granted, they didn't lose a center. And no, they traded away Monahan to free up cap space for Kadri. But they got worse a little bit, just a little bit worse.
Dude, hold on. Just listen to this like analogy that I have. Like you said, lost big pieces and now they have smaller pieces. What if those pieces were too big for the puzzle that is a Stanley Cup final win? You know what I'm saying? What if those pieces overlapped on the edges a little bit? And maybe these smaller pieces fit right into place. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. There's a reason why this team absolutely flipped the roster. Maybe there was shit going on that we don't know, especially how secretive the NHL is when it comes to like transparency with the media.
100%.
Dude. Who knows?
It's crazy hard to build a cup winner, especially when you have 18 skaters a night and a goalie, and maybe that goalie's off, or maybe one guy's not feeling it that night. It's just you have no idea what you're going to get. Yeah, maybe they actually end up going further in playoffs. I'm sure that'll be hilarious if that happens, especially for Kachuk and Gaudreau. If the Blue Jackets never go anywhere for the rest of Johnny's career, he could be known as like a playoff failure kind of guy.
Yeah, dude, definitely a nice little base script for a documentary like 6-7 years from now if the Flames go on and do something with this new roster because of like how many Daryl Sutter quotes did we get that you'll see in those documentaries throughout the year? Like just the overall hype, the powerhouse offense, and the flop in the playoffs. You know, they almost lost in the first round. I mean, I know they got what, gentlemen swept or swept by Edmonton?
Gentlemen.
I mean, yeah, dude. Either way, like totally embarrassing for the situation they were in. And now if they are able to succeed with this team, it'll be a story to say the least. So is Sutter still there?
Yeah, I think last year was his first year, dude. Just making an impression right away, walking into the room halfway through the season. Yeah, I don't think this is a cup winner, boys.
Maybe he had some say in getting those boys out of there. Maybe it was a culture thing and he needed to fix it. I mean, Kadri as a signing, knowing me knowing his reputation, a little spicy, a little bit of a rat, like maybe that's what he wanted over there. Who knows?
Yeah. Um, but if we're gonna move on, let's move on quickly to Tom Brady. Dana White, I believe he was on some sort of panel during the fights on Saturday, and he revealed to a panel, I think Gronk was on the panel,
It
but he
was
revealed,
UFC with the Gronks. That's what it was called.
wow,
I remember. Yeah.
and he revealed that he had a big part in when Tom was getting traded from New England, or when he was a free agent and he was leaving New England, and he was a big part of selling the Raiders to him. And Tom got as far as looking at schools in the area and where to live, and the living situation for his family. And John Gruden was straight up just like, I don't want them. Knowing that Gronk was another piece coming with, he said, I don't want them. I'm good with the guys that we have here.
I feel like Dana White, like this is maybe like a side piece. Like I'm not really the biggest fan of these speculation pieces. I mean, I understand we're touching on this. I actually said we should touch on this, but like it's like okay, we could speculate. Yeah, the Raiders probably would have been able to win a championship. It's Tom fucking Brady. Like we could do that. I think it was more of a clout chase by Dana White. I mean, he typically hangs out with some like off the beaten path celebrities. Like he has a relationship with like Jake Paul or like Wiz Khalifa. It's just like, dude, you're like a 50-year-old bald white guy that owns a wrestling brand. Like, it's just like, I don't know. He's like a weird guy to me in terms of like his whole involvement in this. Is he a part owner of the Raiders?
I don't think so. I will say about the Jake Paul and Wiz Khalifa, they both are involved in fighting groups. So
Yeah. But I mean, is that due to him? Like, what about Justin Bieber? I'm pretty sure he hangs out with Justin Bieber, or at least used to. Like, just randos, dude. That's really what I'm saying. Like, it's a new person. Like every time I see him in the news.
I think it's just the whole allure of Las Vegas. And dude,
True.
he's
That's
like
what it is.
he's
Yeah.
he's
You nailed it on the
totally
head.
entrenched into the center of Las Vegas. And anything that goes on there, I mean, 90% of the time celebrities going there is for the fights.
Or the casinos, which are in the same fucking building half the time.
So yeah, there was one more thing. Oh yeah, Tom Brady. It came out without context. He had some sort of outburst or rant. He was talking about how he wasn't gonna talk about the player or the team, but he was like, "Really, you're sticking with that guy?" Like he couldn't believe it. Kind of seems like he was talking about Derek Carr.
Yeah, and then the assumption is that when you piss off Tom Brady, his intent is to destroy you from the inside out, totally eat you alive. And the first year he was on the Bucks, they beat the Raiders 45-20. Brady had like 139 passer rating of like 4 touchdowns, 350 yards, no picks, no sacks. Like just completely obliterated the Raiders. So I mean, that's just a little tidbit to throw in there that it probably this probably is true. Anyway, let's get into the preseason football that happened this weekend. I'll start it off. Desmond Ritter is going to win the Rookie of the Year, dude. I can't get over it. This
He's
guy
gonna win the
is
Rookie of the Year when Marcus Mariota was already named the starter.
yeah, but like, all right, I have to actually give credit to Arthur Smith. Is that his name? Jax told me his name 20 times during the game the other day. Um, he was clearly calling plays. The announcer said to win the game, not just to call plays that they've necessarily been challenged with in practice, like apparently some other coaches do. Like he was calling plays to win the game, and a lot of those plays were down the field. Like Jack, you were watching the game with me, right?
Yeah, especially for when Ritter was in.
Dude, it was like I think that they in total lost like 45 yards on that drive from penalties, and they still made it all the way to the 3 yard line. And then 2 holding calls later, it's second and 28, and Ritter throws a dot, fucking 21 yards. Like he just, dude, I think he had like 90 yards passing on that drive, just that drive with no incompletions except for like the last play of the drive.
Dude, he's definitely impressive. He think he had the second highest QBR of preseason week 2 quarterbacks. That's not
Really?
saying a whole lot, but he had something like a 92. Um, dude, he's athletic. He can move really well. He's got great vision in the pocket, and he steps up and makes some pretty good throws. We saw an example. He almost threw a pick to one of the linebackers. Next play, they pretty much run virtually the same route, virtually the same play. And Joe's like, see, he put some touch on that ball. Nice, like 15-yard, 20-yard gain.
Yeah, dude, the announcer was breaking it down pretty well where like he zipped it in there, but if he just lofted it and threw the receiver open, so dude, that's my favorite play. My favorite play in football is when a quarterback throws the receiver open, especially with touch. And it's almost like Ritter heard the announcer say this because, like Jack said, the next play, he did exactly that. The receiver was wide open, secured it right where it needed to be. Um, just damn, dude, I don't think they have it. I'm trying to look up Ritter's actual stats. Oh, it's right here. 10 for 13, 143. No TDs, but I'm pretty sure they did score 2 field goals when he was out there. Anyway, Ritter looks unfucking believable as a rookie. Like, dude, it sucks because I watch Ritter and then I watch DJ the last 4 years. And it's like I haven't seen this from DJ ever until this year. We'll get to the DJ, but
Joe has been flip flopping about DJ this preseason.
I mean, you're only saying that because of my Madden team. You're only saying that because I cut Daniel
No,
Jones
because
from my Madden team.
you've said multiple times like he's not the guy, and then you're like, oh, like a couple days later, you're like all fired up, you can't wait for him and all this stuff.
Well, what ends up happening is I keep getting into my head about like the ceiling of the team and like if you think about it, if he doesn't win the division this year, why would the Giants re-sign him? If they and I why would I want them to re-sign him if they win 7 games and or 8 games and they lose the division by 3 or 4 games? Like what are we doing at that point? Especially gonna have to pay him a 2023 first round pick quarterback salary. That's no fucking joke. So
Mm-hmm.
if he doesn't blow the expectations out of the water, I don't want him. Otherwise, what I've seen from him, I really, really like. All right, next, Malik Willis. Dude, did you watch him the second week?
He almost killed like 3 guys with passes.
Where were we?
He throws the ball so hard.
He's just immature, dude. I'll say it over and over and over again. He just doesn't like if we put him into that Desmond Ritter situation I was talking about before, he's not making that adjustment. He's not seeing that needed to be the adjustment. 7 of 17, 41% completion, 80 yards, 4.7 average, and 1 touchdown. It's just like, and he's playing against second and third stringers, dude.
Yeah,
Like
100%.
you and I don't want to hear it about the backups on the Titans too, dude. If you're that good, at least as good as people are saying you are, you should be able to dice up second and third string NFL players. I'm already tired of talking about him. I feel like Colin Cowherd when he was talking about Baker Mayfield for years.
It's just one of those things where it's like, okay, this is a preseason storyline. He's like, it almost lends itself to like, I hate being Ryan Tannehill right now because if he gets injured, this is all anybody's going to be talking about. But,
Yeah, it's unreal.
but right now, there's no reason to talk about Malik Willis throughout the entire season. Right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they have like. I think as time goes on, it's. I'm pretty sure he's competing for the second spot, dude. I'm pretty sure I heard the announcers say that. I don't know who their backup is, but I'm pretty sure that he's competing for the second string. Like if he starts the season at the third string quarterback, we're definitely not seeing him this year. We might not see him next year. Depends on Tannehill's situation and how they do this in the playoffs if they make it.
But like, is Tannehill even on the hot seat?
I think it's person to person, dude. I don't think he should be on the hot seat. I think last year, what happened to them last year? They made the playoffs, right?
Yeah, they made the playoffs and they lost in the first round to the Bengals, I think.
Yeah, I mean, without Derrick Henry, or Derrick Henry came back and he
Wait,
was
not
like
the first
injured.
round. Yeah, it was the second round.
I'm pretty sure Henry played in that game.
Yeah. No, he was injured when he came back, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I mean, I know he's made like, we talk about all the time now, like that quarterback that you need at the end of the game when you have 3, 4, 2 minutes left, whatever it is, to go down and make the right plays. He hasn't been able to do that the past couple of years when it mattered in the biggest spots. So, like, yeah, I can understand if he's on a little bit of a hot seat, but in terms of overall team success, there's not a lot of quarterbacks you could put him above him. So
Agreed.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. I'm definitely digging the fact that I think the whole world is talking about Desmond Ritter more than Malik Willis now. I have a article. I didn't even read through it yet. It just said best case scenario for each like rookie and worst case scenario. And I was gonna scroll down to Desmond Ritter and I was gonna look at it. I don't even see his name on here, dude. Unfucking believable. All right. Kenny Pickett.
I All right, I might as well release these hot takes now.
Here we go.
I don't know about Mitchell Trubisky. Like I never really had a problem with him on the Bears. Like everybody says he's terrible and all this. Like I don't think he was that bad ever. Dude, Kenny Pickett should start. Right now, Tomlin says, I'm pretty sure right now, Tomlin says that both of them have an equal chance for the starting job. Dude, Pickett's playing unbelievable. He's
Efficient.
he's dude, right down the field, dotting guys, little windows. He's athletic. He can move around the pocket. Dude, all these young quarterbacks showing like pretty good pocket awareness and athleticism and getting out of danger situations. I mean, not to say that they're not rolling out and throwing into triple coverage, but just, like avoiding sacks and throwing the ball away if they need to.
Dude, I do want to say this. This is the first year that we've really like dived deep into these rookie quarterbacks, especially this early, dude.
Yeah, so I
And
guess we can't really speak on the
no,
past.
no, no, that's not my point. Like, even like when you think about like the Josh Rosen, Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, like these guys that are drafted in the first round, like Carson Wentz, Marcus Mariota, Jameis Winston, like can you any one of those guys, can you name something that you know they're really good at? I can't. I do know that Desmond
Great,
Ritter,
great, great college quarterbacks.
yeah, but like that's not even. Yes, I agree with you. That's not like I was really talking about more like a skill.
No,
Like
I know. Like I can't even think of one.
I could say Desmond Ritter's pocket presence, polish, and maturity and decision making. The other stuff will come along. Um, but how much will come along, dude? You know what I'm saying? Like he seems ahead of his time. Kenny Pickett seems in that same class. Malik Willis has a shit ton of potential as that Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson type quarterback, dude. Like that's what I see.
It's becoming its own type of position at this point, but like he can have a whole lot of success down the line playing like Lamar Jackson. It's just passing will always rule the league. When you have 2.5 minutes left and you're on your own 10 and you have to drive down the field to win a fucking football game, you're not going to be able to run the ball unless you break one. then you're giving the other quarterback time to chip down the field.
Yeah, that's a good point too.
Like the running quarterback, it works if you're beating everybody by like 10 to 3 scores. 10 points to 3 scores.
Dude, I think like there's different kinds of mobile too. It's like, yeah, you can like escape the pocket and be able to do something with it in the open field, but there's also like those one or two steps that you can make within a pocket to free yourself up way more than somebody that's your peer. Like one step maybe back that doesn't necessarily like convince somebody that you're going this way, so you're able to step up and have an extra second or two. Like that's a big difference, and I think that I don't know, it's a skill that people are born with and not necessarily taught. Anyway, all right, are you good on the preseason, dude?
Yeah, Daniel Jones looked pretty solid. Um, we'll get to that. We're actually
Yeah, I
having
think we're
two
gonna get to
guests on.
yes, guys.
First guests of the CinqBoys Podcast. I think we're on something like episode 53. Took us a little while. We started this thing in like June or May. Uh,
I mean, we
we'll have
were
more
busting
guests
those
on
things
soon.
out like every day for a while during basketball hockey season.
Yeah, we might get back to that during those seasons, but right now, one episode a week is working pretty good for both of us. Um, we do plan on having Sharif on for Giants and football season. So,
But for today, we have our father, Kent Cinquegrana, and his best friend in the world, Phil Dino, both diehard Giants fans since they were youngins, just like us, born and bred, Big Blue. We're gonna have them on in a little bit, and we'll be able to discuss, the whole preview of the Giants season, including, week 2 of the preseason. But
hell yeah.
before we get to that, let's talk about the other teams in the NFC East. I want to start it off with the Washington Commanders. Jack, I didn't send you the notes. I will send you them right now. All right, the Commanders had Taylor Heineke last year as their starting quarterback. Dude, I like Taylor Heineke. What do you think about that guy?
I always was like, oh, this guy's way better than people give him credit for, but I mean,
I feel
he's
like
kind
nobody
of
gives him credit.
proven. Ah, he's he's kind of proven he can't hang. He's a good
That's
backup
not
quarterback.
true. Okay. Maybe a really good backup quarterback, 3,400 yards, 20 TDs, 15 picks. The 15 picks I actually like because it means that he's taking chances down the field. Tell me I'm wrong.
That's true, but if
Like
he's taking chances down the field, he only has 20 touchdowns. That's not great.
maybe they're running the ball. Why am I giving this guy excuses?
Yeah, I don't know why you're backing
Yikes.
up Heine so
I don't even
much.
like him that much. That's crazy. All right, well, they also have, I think, Terry McLaurin, dude. I think he's like a top 8 receiver. Am I reaching? I don't know. I think that he's just had a bad quarterback his entire career, and
We'll
I
say
think that that's
top
fair to
10,
say.
top 15.
Wow. I don't think you can go as far as 15 to rank this guy, dude.
Dude, there's a lot of good receivers in the NFL.
Yeah, and I don't know, dude. He just seems like the type of guy that gets it. You know how Odell just moves differently than other guys? Or like Justin Jefferson moves differently than other guys? Just like it's just like all of the key points that make a receiver be able to get separation, it seems like Terry McLaurin is really good at. And he's fast as shit. And he's got hands. I don't know, dude. But they also have Antonio Gibson as their running back, who I really liked. Do you like this guy, dude? I
Dude,
feel like I like the Commanders. Here we go. Here we go.
Stop.
I don't know why
Stop
I
right
did
now.
myself more than
Carson
anything.
Wentz is their quarterback. Terry McLaurin, yes, very good receiver. Antonio Gibson, underrated running back. Dude, they're gonna be very average. They might be better than the Giants. They're going to be very average.
Dude, do they have a new coach?
No, still Ron Rivera, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, you're right. All right, well, dude, this stat I really like. Gibson did have 1,000 yards and 7 touchdowns on the ground, but 42 catches, dude.
Dude, he was a
That's a
receiver.
good amount.
He
I
was a
like
receiver.
that.
He got moved either 2 years ago or last year to
He
running
used to
back.
be a receiver.
He was a receiver coming out of the draft.
I did not know that, bro. I did not know that. That makes me like him even more for, let's just say, fantasy, I guess. But I wonder how Carson Wentz running backs have done in the past. Because you know
Yeah.
that it's all about the quarterback. You can scheme it up all you want, but if the quarterback, like, dude, how bad was Eli when it comes to throwing the ball to running backs? Like a
Yeah.
screen pass was near
Historically bad.
impossibility.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. All right. They had no other running back, wide receiver, or tight end over 36 reception yards per game. Yikes. And that's for a guy that had, a pretty good passing yard season. Not the best, obviously, 3,400, but pretty much what that is telling me is that nobody's able, like, there's nobody else but Terry. Scary Terry. That's what I'm saying, dude. And he can hold it down by himself. All right, let's move on to the defense. Wait, didn't they draft a receiver?
I have no idea who they
Oh,
drafted.
Jahan Dotson.
He went to the Commanders?
Yeah, dude. Jahan Dotson is the running back on my Madden team. I beefed
Yikes.
him up to 280
You shouldn't have told
pounds.
anybody that.
Why? Dude, I drafted him because I thought he was going to be good. He's a 68 overall out of the draft, and I beefed him up. It's fine, dude. It's whatever. I needed a running back. I changed his position. Anyway, yeah, he looks good. He looks like he's going to be able to help them, dude. I like Carson Wentz. I know how much that we both have shit on him for how he played with the Colts last year and his history with the Eagles, but he did fumble the ball less times than Matt Ryan. So that's definitely a plus. And Kirk Cousins, Jack's other best friend.
Nah, I just have one. Kirk.
It's so weird. It's so weird.
Do you want to do a schedule prediction?
I was gonna just talk about how Chase Young news came out today. He's gonna miss the first 4 weeks of the season. I didn't look into what it was,
Yikes.
but
Sounds
they
like a
already
Saquon career so far.
they already have the 30th ranked defense on PFF, giving up the most pass touchdowns. Dude, they're a shit show. And now they're not gonna have Chase Young to start the year. Not like anybody was predicting them. But dude, they do have the sixth best offensive line in the NFL. Good for them. Maybe Antonio Gibson is a good play. They released Landon Collins and Eric Flowers, two former Giants, two overpaid former Giants. Okay.
Landon Collins just never got paid.
No way.
Yeah, Giants didn't want to pay him. We were all super mad about it. Looks like Gettleman had a little bit of foresight.
Yeah. It was unforeseen that he would have foresight from where we're standing right now.
4 eyes?
Yikes! All right, run through the schedule. Do you have it?
You sent it to me. And I need uno momento por favor.
They start off against the Jags, and we have the Jaguars beating them.
Yikes. I don't know if I still like that now.
Yeah, neither do I. And then we have them beating the Lions. I don't like that either. So we're just going to flip both of those and say that they start 1-1. Lost to the Eagles, lost to the Cowboys, lost to the Titans. They beat the Bears, lost to the Packers, Colts, Vikings, Eagles. They beat the Texans and Falcons. Dude, if Ritter is in week 12, I don't know. They got a lot of weapons on.
All right, they max out at 4 or 5 wins.
Yeah, dude, I was just getting fired up about Ritter, and he just had to shoot me down.
You know what? There is a good chance.
Yeah,
I'll just hop on board. Is that what you want?
Yeah, I love support.
Just blindly hop on.
I've shown you enough with the stats and the film. The film, not the highlights, the film. The film. I've shown you enough. A little bit of support wouldn't hurt, and you know it. So
All right.
hitch a ride on the Ritter train. Yikes. All right.
Yikes.
If they're finishing last in the division, I don't care what anybody says. The Giants are definitely not finishing last in the division. There's no way they're going to be worse than the fucking Commanders this year.
I don't know.
Stop.
Giants tank season. Choo choo! Hop on board.
Dude, the only way that the Giants actually lose that many games is if Daniel Jones gets hurt. And even then, Tyrod, I feel like Daniel Jones after week 2 looks better when it comes to reading the defense
Mm-hmm.
and being sure of himself in the offense. So like, and Tyrod didn't really look that good last game. So and he was going against 2s and 3s. All right, let's move on to the Eagles. Dude, I've been waiting to talk about the Eagles and Cowboys for so long. Like I'm standing in the shower, like thinking about like, do I really think that Jalen Hurts can win the Eagles the division? Like listening to analyst after analyst talk about how Jalen Hurts is going to lead them to the promised land, and it's just like I understand he's such a good like dual threat, but I don't trust him when it matters. And the Eagles went 0-6 last year against playoff caliber teams. Like, what is he really proven?
I think later in the year they realized their identity as a team. I mean, it doesn't take a whole lot of film study to realize that Jalen Hurts doesn't have the greatest arm talent in the league. Um, but he's a weapon of an athlete. He's a weapon as a playmaker. You run some short routes all over the field. You get a lot of play action
Yeah,
involved
but
and run the crap out of the football, and that's a dynamic offense.
how long does it take to pick up on that though? Like, and then all of a sudden, like, and then they're loading up the box, playing man with a short safety, like,
Yeah.
especially like, okay, so they're gonna double AJ Brown. You could
Joe,
probably
I just don't think
single
it's a secret at all that
what?
Jalen Hurts isn't a great passer. So,
All right.
regardless of how the scheme is drawn up, the defense is not going to be playing him deep.
Like, dude, Miles Sanders, I understand like the Eagles had the best offensive like run game in the league last year, but like Miles Sanders is not somebody that's gonna blow you away. And it's like that other they had 2 other backs. What the hell were their names? Boston
Boston
Scott
Scott.
and Gainwell, who combined for 664 touchdowns. I mean 664 yards and 12 touchdowns, which is definitely impressive. I mean, altogether rushed. Dude, Miles Sanders had 0 touchdowns last year.
Yeah, I know. That's why everybody's down on him. I think he's going to have a huge year.
Why did little Boston Scott and Gainwell, the third stringer, have so many touchdowns and Sanders couldn't even score one? That's weird. I don't know if that sits well with me, dude.
Dude, I think he's a stretch back. I don't think he's a power back where you throw him in the red zone.
Yeah, but McCaffrey, Eckler,
McCaffrey's like one of the best athletes in the league.
okay. Eckler is not by any stretch. I don't think athletic is something that people use to describe Eckler ever, and he's definitely a smaller. And dude, I was looking at his stats today because of I was doing a mock, and he had like a rushing touchdown in like 10 of the games last year. I'm just saying, dude. I'm just saying.
I
I
believe you.
don't really like it. And then there's really not much to go on with Devontae Smith. It's dude, all I see here is a shit ton of potential and nothing proven yet. But the other thing is their O line, dude.
Yeah, that's another
Oh
reason why I
my
think that their
god.
run game and you talking about loading the box up and finding a way to stop this offense. Dude, sometimes you just can't. Sometimes it's like the best running teams are the best running teams for a reason. They'll just run through you.
They have Kelsey, Lane Johnson, and Jordan Mailata. Jordan
Unbelievable.
Mailata was the one that I didn't know until this moment right now, and he had an 86.9
He had
PFF
the
today.
highest PFF on
Unreal.
the O
He's an all
line
pro
last year.
second team. And dude, they had 15 different guys play for their O line last year, and they were still ended up top five. So promote the O line coach. And I don't know, dude. I definitely like them to be able to dude, I don't know. I still have the Cowboys. I have more faith in Dak and the Cowboys defense than I do Jalen Hurts. That's really what it comes down to. They also lost Fletcher Cox on the defensive end, but drafted Jacoby Davis. What the fuck, dude?
Jordan Davis.
Jordan Davis and N'Kobe Dean. Jordan Davis looks like an absolute alien so far
Dude, they
in
absolutely
training camp.
stole Dean. Dean was not drafted for a long time because of his injuries, and he dropped to like the third round, dude. He was projected like a top 20 pick. Unbelievable.
I mean, dude, we'll see. Like, what have we seen this guy play 20 reps? Like,
Dude, he was part of one of the best college defenses of all time. I mean, it is college, but
all right.
he's with one of his teammates from Georgia. They're gonna play well.
Dude, I don't doubt it. They definitely have the names on paper. They still have Darius Slay.
Dude, it's just Dean earned himself the reputation of like a rangy like a Bobby Wagner or a Darius Leonard. A playmaking, rangy, can cover, can hit linebacker.
All right. I mean, dude, I like I said, I like everything that I'm hearing. They also signed James Bradbury after the Giants dumped him because of his contract.
Mm-hmm.
They had the second least amount of sacks in the NFL. I guess that's going to be fixed with the two guys they drafted. But I guess they addressed what they needed to address. They didn't have a number one wide receiver last year. They got AJ Brown. They didn't have the guys rushing the passer. They got two guys that can do that. So I don't know, dude. They're definitely putting together the right pieces. It's dude. There's so much riding on Jalen Hurts, and I just can't back him fully. That's really what
Mm-hmm.
it is. I'm so stressed out about the Eagles and Cowboys
Why?
because as much as like the Giants can impress this year, which is obviously like a better case scenario, it's still like the Giants' success still relies on how well the Cowboys and Eagles do, and they all have the same schedule. Cowboys probably have a little bit tougher
Are
of
you
those
still
random
holding
three.
out hope on the playoffs?
Yeah, dude.
Like I understand that that's like a certain like there's a certain base level like for some people where it's like you're a fan of a team and like every year is different and it's like run it back. It's like if you're the Jacksonville Jaguars and you're Doug Peterson, you're in press conferences and you're like, "What are you talking about? We're going to win the Super Bowl this year." It's like, "Joe, be a little realistic." With the
Giants are
teams in
plus
this
800 to win the
division,
division.
there's dude, we're not winning the division. We'll get into this. We'll get into this. Gotta save it. I can't get too upset before we even get to the part where I should get upset.
Dude, I'm just saying that like there's I know we're gonna get into it. I you know what? I'll talk about it later. You're right. You're right. You're right. So we have the Eagles finishing the year 11-6.
We had them
We
finishing
haven't looked at
11
this
and
in a
6
minute.
and we had them losing 4 games in a row from week 10 to week 12. Week 10 to week 13. And those teams include the Colts, the Packers, the Titans, and the Giants.
Dude, they can very well go fucking 11-6. Because those four losses, they might be able to compete in all those games. One of the losses that we have them losing in that 4 game stretch is the Giants and the Titans and the Packers. I think they can compete with all those teams if everything works out. And then the rest of their schedule: Lions, Commanders, Jaguars, Steelers, Texans, Commanders.
I think the Steelers game, Steelers Eagles, that's going to be a must watch.
Yeah, I agree.
Those
Oh,
teams are like of the same ilk, like they're in the
yeah.
very same similar positions.
I don't know what, Jack, you said the Giants have the second most favorable schedule, which
Yeah,
means the Eagles are
something
not
that
far
came out for
behind.
PFF. The Broncos were rated the easiest.
I don't agree with that. I
When
mean,
me and
I
Joe were
didn't.
looking at it and we thought the Chargers had the hardest, and their schedule's not much different from the Broncos.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. I mean, dude, since we did this like 4 or 5 weeks ago, a lot has changed, but not enough to go from us thinking the Broncos have one of the easiest schedule, like hardest schedules, to the easiest. So I don't know what that's about. All right, 11-6 for the Eagles is actually pretty achievable. It would actually, dude, I think if they win less than 9 games, that's an extreme failure for them.
Yeah, no, I think 9 is a lock. I think it's an absolute lock.
Which is a huge win for the Eagles. But dude, think about this. They have so many areas of their team that are very strong. Like they address their receiver room. Their O line is extremely strong. They address their D line. They address their secondary. Like their running backs obviously are doing just fine. You know what I'm saying? Like they pretty much every area. Jake Elliott is a fucking beast of a leg. Everywhere, dude. They are solid everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's like if they only go 9-8 this year with a much easier schedule, like what does the offseason next year look like for them?
Dude, I think it's gonna be a ticking time bomb to we're gonna be a great team year after year. We're gonna be playoff contenders, but never Super Bowl contenders until they find somebody to replace Jalen Hurts.
And that should tell you everything you need to know about Jalen Hurts. I want you to prove us wrong there, buddy.
Dude,
But right
there's
now, I
it's
don't see
just
it in the
there's an
stars.
end game to the whole quarterbacks that can run. We just talked about it. Quarterbacks that can pass are Super Bowl caliber.
So you say that, and then you think about Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes, who are two guys that obviously can run the football. Josh Allen very well.
All right, dude.
But they can throw the ball, dude.
I
The
think they're
biggest plays
more
that they make
pass
are with their arm.
proficient than run proficient.
That's what I'm saying. But they still can be in that class of dual threat like that.
Dual
But they're
threat, but it's more like a. I think Jalen Hurts and guys like that, they're like 65 to 70% run, and I think it's flipped for Mahomes and Allen. Maybe even
no,
more
yeah, I totally
pass.
agree. And that is the difference that we're saying, is it
I just
not?
don't think that you can compare them as dual threats at all because Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen can pass 15 billion times better than any of those guys.
And dude, like if you think like if you think about like the most famous Patrick Mahomes plays, it has to come to mind that like 30-yard run against the Titans at the end of the half, I think it was, when they started down 24-0 and they came
Mm.
back and won. Do you remember that? He like rolled out to the left and then tiptoed on the sideline, did like one of those slow spins, and then broke 3 tackles and busted into the end zone with like 10 seconds left in
I
the
thought that
half.
was in the Super Bowl, but yeah.
Dude, it could have been. I mean, either way, that's the most memorable play of Patrick Mahomes I have, and it was with his legs. But at the same time, you can't rely on that if you're Jalen Hurts. That play doesn't happen often, dude. What does happen more often is a 25-yard comebacker or back shoulder, down the sideline with 48 seconds left, and now you're in field goal range. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
against a top corner. So, all right, let's move on to Uncle Phil and Dad's least favorite team in the history of sports, the
Well, our
Dallas
least
Cowboys.
favorite team too. Come on,
I
what are we
can't
doing
say
here?
that. I can't say the
Wait,
Cowboys are my least
wait.
favorite. Mm, who knows? Did you just take that star down because it looks like the Cowboy star?
Yeah.
Yeah, we all know that it's just laying on your couch.
Yeah. And that's where it's gonna stay
Yikes!
until it finds a dumpster.
Wow. Okay. All right. Dak Prescott had a fucking huge year last year. Cowboys had the best offense in the NFL. I think it was a surprise to everybody. Was it not?
The
Like
Cowboys?
going into last year, did you think the Cowboys would have the best offense in the NFL? Fuck no.
Dude,
Especially
they're
with
the
the year Zeke
Toronto
had.
Maple Leafs NFL, bro. One of the best teams assembled on paper. All the names you need. Great O line, great defense, great skill players. They could put up points. They got CeeDee Lamb,
Dude, I
Amari
don't agree
Cooper.
with that. I
Dude,
don't.
they have the guys to be able to put together an easy 12 plus win season.
Dude, okay. Zeke has been in a steady decline since he got in the league.
And
Tony
Tony Pollard
Pollard,
has picked it up right behind him.
dude, I understand that. But if they're both competing for like a spot and Tony Pollard's ceiling is less right now than Zeke's down years, like what does that tell you? And then CeeDee Lamb, dude, do you see him being like at the end of this year put in that class with Chase and Jefferson and Cup?
No, I think he's
That's
just
his
below it though.
potential. I mean, with how you're saying it, where they have the names on paper, and oh my God,
Well,
he
you
has
can't
another
have
year under his belt.
well, you can't have Jamar Chase and Jonathan Taylor and Travis Kelsey on the same team.
Okay, I don't really know like what I was supposed to say to that
Well,
because
you're
I'm sure
you're
we could
saying,
find a fucking team like that.
dude, those are the arguably the three best players at their position. It's like, yeah, dude, they have Ezekiel Elliott, top 10 at his position. CeeDee Lamb, top 10 at his position. Dak Prescott, top 10 in his
All
position.
right, Cooper's gone. Their other receivers are James Washington, who's hurt, Michael Gallup, who's hurt, and been hurt his entire career, and I'm pretty sure was like a second and third round pick, and hasn't played more than like 6 games in a row his whole career. James Washington, who is supposed to be the next guy at one point in Pittsburgh, and he couldn't even beat out Juju or Chase Claypool
Or Deontay
or
Johnson.
Deontay
That
Johnson.
answers your question for you, dude.
Those guys are not all
He
that
had
much
so many
better.
guys to compete with.
Okay. Anyway, that's their third guy, and then they have Jalen Tolbert, who looks like he's going to be. Is that his name?
You've
What?
said it like 80 times, so I'm just gonna go with it.
It has to be it,
Dalton Schultz is a top 10 tight end
dude.
or top
Dalton
5 tight
Schultz.
end.
Yeah, I looked it up. He was top 5 last year in every tight end category you could possibly have.
Yeah.
I like him, dude. I really like him.
And they
Nice
have a
little
great
JC
defense,
Witten
and they have one of
2.0.
the best defensive players in the league.
Chill, dude. They don't actually have the best defense.
I said one of the best defenses and one of the best defensive players in the league.
Their defense is ranked third on PFF, allowed third worst completion percentage, led the league in INTs, led in takeaways, seventh in points allowed. They do have Micah Parsons, Trevon Diggs. Yeah, dude, their defense is really good, but what I'm saying is like they also let up a lot of yards. A lot of yards. And like Trevon Diggs, dude, we know that he had 11 picks last year? He had 11 picks. But how many more highlights can we find of him getting fucking burned? And who's
Yeah,
their other corner? Who is it?
I don't know.
I'm
Not
just trying
sure.
to find ways to hate.
Exactly.
So you like the Cowboys?
I'm a Giants fan.
Oh, I was trying to get you there. I was trying to get you to
I
say I
almost
like the
said yes.
Cowboys. Yeah. I was trying to play that card. Yeah, dude. I mean, solid, absolutely solid on the O line and the defense, and their offense is high powered. On paper, everything looks fine and dandy. And the CinqBoys have the Cowboys finishing 12-5. Losing
With
to the
losing to the
Giants.
teams like the Colts, the Titans, the Rams, and the Eagles.
We have both the Eagles and oh no, we have the Eagles losing to the Packers. See, like, dude, when you look at this list, we have week 1 versus Cowboys for the Cowboys schedule? You see that? I wrote versus Cowboys. Cowboys versus Cowboys week 1. Who's gonna win?
The Cowboys.
Yeah.
We wrote W too.
I mean, dude, we have them losing to Tennessee. Why? I don't agree with that anymore. Even the Giants, I'm obviously going to favor the Giants in every game, but like, I don't see that. They might go fucking 13-4, dude. 14-3? Why don't we just put in a bet right now that the Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl?
Because it will never happen.
And why are the Eagles favored more to win the division than the Cowboys?
That's fucking
That's crazy.
shit.
I swear to God. I swear to God. All right, well, so you're saying that the Cowboys win the division is what I'm hearing. Divisions. I'm looking it up right now. Oh, Cowboys are plus 135 to win the division. Eagles plus 170, not far behind. Commanders plus 500. Giants plus 700. I wonder how much this is going to change after like week 4. And the Giants are 4-0. And the Cowboys are 2-2. All right. Are we ready to move on to the greatest team to ever grace grass?
We're gonna bring the old Bucks on.
Yeah.
And now we're welcoming on 2 fossils.
Legends.
Wow.
2 fossils in the Giants fan base. My dad Kent, and Uncle
CinqBoys
Phil.
co-creator.
Phil Dino. What's up,
What
fellas?
up? Hey, how's everybody doing tonight?
Very, 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 very good. Yes, fellas. I'm fired up. We're talking about the Giants.
We're excited to be here, boys.
Let's go.
Yes, boys.
It's been a long time coming. Joe, you want to hit us with the 2021 stats, bud?
Yeah, obviously, nobody likes to harp on the negative, but last year was a total shit show for the Giants. Everybody knows it. Daniel Jones, last year was his 4th year, and he got hurt week 6 against the Cowboys. And dude, the O-line was bad. It has been bad, even though the Giants have drafted what, Jack? We listed it the other day. Eric Flowers, Justin Pugh. Who's the other guy?
Richburg.
Weston
Richburg. There's another guy that they drafted.
Hernandez.
Hernandez.
All these guys are gone. But the O-line looks a lot better last year. I mean, this year. We'll get to that. The Giants finished 4-13, last in the division, and were able to secure the 5th and 7th pick in the draft. We'll get to that. They were pretty much the worst defensive team and offensive team. Dude, it sucks saying this as a Giants fan. It sucks saying all of this stuff. And I think the worst stat of them all is they were 31st in the league in scoring with 15.2 points per game.
Pathetic.
Which, just to scale it out, 16th in the league was 24 points a game. That's the middle of the pack, and that's how much worse than the middle of the pack we were. So, do you guys have any words on last year's performance with the Giants?
Terrible. Absolutely terrible. I had a lot of high hopes with Joe Judge when he first came on board. I was thinking, like, this guy's going to instill some discipline. Obviously, it didn't work. I did enjoy, I have to say, his little game breakdowns. I don't know if you guys used to watch that, of how he used to break down plays and like all the different things. I think the guy's a good football guy, but not a good head coach for the football Giants, that's for sure. But yeah, it was a season where a seasoned fan had a very hard time watching most games. It seemed like it was over like halfway through the first quarter.
Yeah.
So it was terrible.
Yeah, I had some hope last year for sure. Like Kent was saying, Judge was, he was pretty good his first year. and then he became totally overwhelmed, and he just unraveled. Like it's incredible. You could see it happening live on television. He was just unraveling. The team unraveled. They were, undisciplined, as Ken said. It was like a Chinese fire drill every time they were doing a play. It was terrible. And probably for the first time as a Giant fan, a longtime Giant fan, I shut the TV off and didn't watch games. And I don't think I've ever done that ever before.
Yeah.
And I'm on a couple of Giants message boards, and now my avatar is a person with their head in their hands. and across their hands is written "hopeless." And, my mantra on the message board is they suck until they don't. And I can be happy about Daboll and Schoen and all the new guys, and they look kind of okay in preseason, but they still suck, and they've sucked for 10 years, like bad, like real bad, like not just the last couple of years, for 10 years.
Worst record in the NFL for the past 5 seasons collectively.
That's absolutely right, and that's terrible. It's New York, man, New York Giants. But it's luckily we have the Super Bowls in the past to at least go back and be happy about. But it's time they get back on their horse, and I think Daboll's going to do it. I think he's going to do it.
So 2021 was the worst it's ever been for you?
As a fan, yeah. I was totally fed up, and it was the worst, some of the worst football I've ever seen from them. I mean, with Glennon as the QB, with Fromm as the QB.
Yeah. My God, I forgot about Fromm.
I mean, you can't ask much from them. They're terrible. I didn't expect them to do much, but it wasn't just them. It was everything. The whole team from top to bottom was just terrible. And,
game management, everything was terrible.
Everything.
Like he couldn't, he's not calling timeouts when he should. He's not kicking field goals when he should. It was just over and over. And I think we were in a lot of games.
Mm-hmm.
For like the first 4 minutes.
Actually meaning like at the end. We were actually in some games, but bad decisions and stupidity blew the game, right? Maybe we would have won 7.
Yeah.
But
a point to that is the Chiefs game. I think it was like week 7 or week 8. We were winning 17-14 with like 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Imagine that.
Lose. I mean, it's Mahomes, but imagine that. And then the other thing, the play calling, just a reference here, was that that 3rd and 8 from the 5-yard line.
Our own 5. Yeah.
Just,
the white flag play.
Yeah, absolutely. You bring up a great point, Jack, with the play calling, because it's going to be way different with Daboll and Kafka. I mean, you can, even though they say preseason's vanilla, you can see there's just a difference in what they're doing and how they're doing it. And I think the play calling is going to be way different. It's going to be more of a modern football team, which the Giants hasn't been. They never evolved with the rest of the league, really.
Yeah, I think the guys that they drafted is kind of a testament to the kind of offense that they want to run too. Like, I'm not saying they've had Saquon for a while now, but his being an open field kind of skill set, and then they draft Tony, they draft Wandale. I mean, I guess Galladay is there more of a body than anything else. He's not really a speedster, but the guys that they've put around Jones, it's for that quick open field. I love it, dude. I'm all over Daboll and Shane. Those guys also seem like they're just really happy all the time, probably because they know they have something like really going right now.
Can I recall a quote from you, Joey, 2 years ago?
No, this isn't good.
I would run through a brick wall for Joe Judge when he first announced his head coach.
A lot of people were saying that.
I think I have the text.
He had me totally pumped up, man. When he first came on the scene, I'm like, man, this guy's gonna get it done, even though we had the
weirdo, we had like the nothing
McAdoo. You fucking McAdoo.
Yeah, McAdoosh. And I mean, Shermer was like, Mr. Nice Guy and all that. I mean, Jones actually did good with Shermer. I mean, his rookie season, he had 24 TDs, and he didn't have as many picks. He had some fumbles, but he did okay, man. Jones did all right. Everybody was like, all right, this guy's going to, maybe be something. And then the next 2 years, he obviously got hurt, and it was just a disaster. It was like his third year was worse than his second year. He was getting worse instead of better. But I like the kid. I think he's got all the tools, but he's got to use them. I was giving him a 25% chance, maybe of becoming the franchise QB. So it's
what is
tough.
it down to now?
Maybe 27%.
I'm
But
at
I mean,
like 5.
That's actually up. We were in the same math class, so I think.
yeah. No. I think during preseason he's shown a little more, but I think a fourth year QB doesn't get any of the leeway anymore. I mean, it doesn't matter if the O-line is bad. It doesn't matter if Barkley gets hurt. It doesn't matter if his wide receivers get hurt. He has no more leeway. It's his fourth year. He either gets it done or he doesn't. So
can we jump to the last preseason game for just a second?
Absolutely. I was actually pulling up Jones' stats right now on that.
So that was one game that I actually watched every minute of, even though I had taped it or whatever, because I wasn't there for the beginning. And I thoroughly enjoyed watching the team in a different light. I thought the defense was super aggressive the whole game.
Yo, yeah.
Putting pressure on when needed. I'm
Yeah.
loving Wink Martindale or whatever the hell his name is.
Yeah.
Just blitzing, showing different looks, showing different packages, not allowing people to get comfortable. And then, the whole line on Jones, like post game was, well, he was effective. He did with his job. And I was like,
he was more than that.
He was sharp. I mean,
Yeah,
he was
sharp.
like,
That's perfect word.
He was like, they were running slants. Nothing was behind anybody. He was just zipping it out there, very decisive, going through his reads. I thought he played really, really well. And what sucks about preseason is now they have to sit, and now you have to watch the rest. But then you saw forget about Taylor, but you saw
Davis Webb. Yeah,
he played pretty awesome too. I know it's against the scrubs, but
that's what he has to do, though.
Yeah. So I'm the hope meter's going a little bit more
dangerously high.
I'm still in the
until it's
dumps.
crushed after the first game.
Still
Oh my
totally
God.
in the dumps. I'm sorry.
I'm getting so high with my expectations. Like we were just talking about the rest of the division. We have the Eagles going 11-6. The schedule looks ridiculously easy this year. We have the Cowboys finishing 12-5, and I still think the Giants can win the division. That's where my delusion is at right now.
I don't think the Cowboys are going to be at all that good.
Dude, they're a freaking powerhouse.
Yeah, did you see the meme I sent you? Like the delusional factor?
I'm in that bandwagon.
No,
100%.
I don't. There's I did my research, and not a lot of people are really thinking that Dak is gonna, be what everyone thinks Dak is gonna be.
I'm giving them
if he's not, they suck.
I'm giving them a 90% chance to win the division and a 0.0% chance of winning the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They don't do
They're
that.
regular season champs, man.
They are. I think, as a Giant fan, I always had them going, when it was a 16-game season, 10-6. That was always all right, they're going to do 10-6, and then from there, they can only go up. But now it's like after the last 3 seasons, I'd give them, if they went 7-10, 8-9, I'd be pretty happy. I mean, I want them obviously to do better, but that's kind of where I see their ceiling, the Giants. And I think the Cowboys will take the division. I think Philly's going to do really good, but I think Hurts is he's gonna choke up a few games. And now the wild card is Washington. I mean, you don't know with Wentz. I mean, Wentz could be an all-star, or he can be a chump. So
he could.
Jack, don't.
But, Joe, I'm very low on Carson Wentz. You know this. Obviously, I've voiced
low,
that.
Very low.
He was an MVP candidate in his first or second year.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I like him, Grace.
I think he's
you don't know what you're gonna get with him, man. He's like Forrest Gump with a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
A play is never over with him. He'll try to extend a play while he's getting sacked by 7 guys.
And throw a major pick.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, me and Jack were talking about you talk about Jalen Hurts not being able to make the plays down the stretch. These quarterbacks that are coming into the NFL now that they're a quarterback by position, but their strength isn't passing.
Right.
So like when it comes down to like the last drive of the game and you can't run the football, like, and they have to make these plays when everybody's at the top of their game, like, and they can't,
news.
like, what is their worth at that point? Where do we rank them? What do we consider them to be when it comes to franchise quarterbacks? So like, dude, I don't think Jalen Hurts is that guy.
No,
I don't think
he's not going to be elite.
And he's had a lot of weapons already.
Yeah.
And he hasn't shown. And now
And
he's
an
got,
O-line.
what is that? What is it? AJ Brown? Who did he get from the
Yeah,
Titans?
AJ Brown, Devonta Smith.
He's got some nice weapons. And who's their running back?
Miles Sanders.
Oh, and they have
That's what's his
Oh,
name?
tight end?
Saquon's running mate at Penn State, right?
Yeah, and
Whoa, I
Barry's
didn't know that.
son.
Wow.
that's right.
That's Barry's son.
Yeah.
90% sure.
So it's just a
He's
wild ass cat.
He has the same last name.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
because
I mean,
there's only
the
two
NFC
people in the
East-
United States with that name.
yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, I am a little more excited about the season than I was, a couple months ago. But
That's not his son.
now we play the Jets. Get that over with. They'll get down to their cuts 53 on what is that? The Tuesday after next week's game. I think on the 30th, August 30th, maybe they have to get down to 53, and then there'll be some wheeling and dealing, and they'll set up their roster. And I think some of the guys are holding out the Giants, for preseason. I think they're okay. They're going to be starting, like Feliciano, as a center.
Mhm.
I think they're holding him out because they want to keep these guys healthy for game one. So I think.
What about Kadarius? I haven't heard anything about Kadarius.
I think he's going to be in the first game too. I think they're holding him out just precautionary. That's my guess.
He's just constantly getting hurt. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the whole thing on him. He stays healthy. He's a force.
I want to like that
I hope
guy
so.
so much, man. His
Oh my
interviews are
God.
great. He can't be Glass though. If he's Glass, then he's nothing.
Yeah.
At 89 too, but it's for Bavaro.
I can't believe it's not retired.
Well, I took it out of the closet. It is pretty yellow. I don't know if you
But how is it not? Jack is a good point. How does he not go in the Ring of Honor, or is he in the Ring of Honor?
I mean, Kadarius is wearing
well,
89.
he could be in the Ring of Honor, but it doesn't mean his number's retired.
True.
No, I know that. I'm just like, because they made a big deal about that during the preseason game of all the new people that were going in. One of them being Joe Morris. Like, they're even inducting Ronnie Barnes, the trainer, into the Ring of
Right.
Fame or whatever.
Wow.
He's got to be up there. I mean, Bavaro's like, he was
Oh, yeah.
incredible.
No, I've seen it.
Okay. You've personally seen it.
Yeah. Every time I check to see if that BAV is up there,
Nice.
All right. So I got a couple questions I wrote down. Do you guys have thoughts on Kenny Galladay, whether or not he fits with this team, how you like him as a player? What do we got?
I love it.
I don't dislike him as a player. I just think, he's one of these guys, high paid veteran that came in. He's not squeaky like a lot of guys can be, but I don't know. He just hasn't produced. We've had him. This is his third year.
No, this is going to be his second.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I just think I like a lot of the younger receivers. I even like the kid from the preseason game the other night. That scrappy
Sills.
player. No, not even Sills.
Bachman?
Bachman.
Yeah,
I
he's
hope
a
he
3-year
makes-
PS player.
Yeah, I hope he makes special teams so that we see him when one of these other guys, goes down eventually, right? They're
Mhm.
always like getting hurt.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So how great would it be to have a guy that can actually be a playmaker, scrappy dude? Anyway.
Absolutely. Move the chains.
Yeah, I don't know. Phil, your take on Galladay?
I kind of feel the same way. He's big player. I don't know if he suits, what the offense is going to be, but I know Dable wants to take shots downfield, and he's not a guy who gets separation, but he's definitely a guy who can get downfield. I don't know why they don't throw him back shoulder fades. I mean, I think he'd be awesome on that. Just like the play to Sills the other night.
Yeah.
I
That was
love
like
it.
like the 20-yard back shoulder. That's like a perfect play for Kenny Galladay, And
He should be like Plax,
yeah,
like the way we used to use Plax.
absolutely. You listen to Dable's pressers, though. He's all about earning, earning a role, earning a spot. He talks about Colin Johnson and, these younger, these guys, these bubble players, even Bachman and Sills. He's like, yeah, they're earning. He's like, they're not just earning, playing time. They're earning spots on the roster. And I don't hear him talking about Galladay at all. I mean, Galladay is going to be on the roster. His cap hit is huge. It doesn't make good business to not have him there, but I think these guys, they're going to be different. If he's not going to play, they're going to find a way to get him off the roster, whether it's an IR or something.
Mm-hmm.
If he doesn't start producing, I don't think he's going to play much. I really don't. I mean, how can he be in the progression? He's just going to be in the way.
Yeah, he's totally. When he was on the Lions, he was totally a just throw it up to this guy kind of guy.
Exactly.
He can catch everything. That was his thing. His catch radius is incredibly wide. It's
Right.
just he doesn't have the speed. He doesn't have the quickness.
Yeah, and he might their game plan.
I just think that like my whole mindset on the Giants is that like nobody on our roster has been given the right resources and situation to be able to succeed with the different coaches, whatever. And it's
Right.
like Galladay played with one of the worst O-lines last year. I know he's a receiver, but that's less time for him to be able to get open. And then
Sure.
he's playing with Jones hurt or Glennon or Fromm, and there's no run game. It's like there's not a lot of opportunity here, at least last year. I don't know. I got high hopes.
Good points. Good points.
He's going to be. I mean, he's going to be in the starting lineup. I mean, day one, he's going to be there. So, see what happens. I mean, is Jones going to look for him? What spot in the progression is he? Is the first look? Is he the second look? I don't know how they're going to scheme things. So, but he's definitely going to be in the starting lineup. He'll be, he'll be the one. He'll be the number one. Day one.
I don't know about you guys, but when I was watching the preseason games, every one of those slants that Colin Johnson caught, I envisioned Galladay being in that position because I thought Colin Johnson was just in there for the reps in the preseason. I think that those are the routes that Galladay will end up running.
Yeah, he's a similar size player too.
It's the same guy, pretty much. Colin Johnson, I guess, is just more hungry.
But if DJ is gaining that sort of camaraderie and timing with Johnson, does that hurt Galladay when Johnson may even be cut, like for all we know, right? So now he's like, okay, his size, his speed, the way he runs routes, will that change up that whole dynamic that he's been building with these other receivers like Collins?
Right. Well, that segues into another good question. How many receivers do you think they're going to keep? Because don't forget, there's still Shepard.
Holy shit. I was just
Shepard. Get rid of Shepard.
Get him out of there. Get him out of there.
Both of them.
Would have got rid of him already if they were going to get rid of him.
Yeah. No. This isn't me saying Joe Shane, like, get rid of them today. I'm saying, like,
right.
I don't like them getting playing time.
Yeah, well, Shepard, when he's in, he's another guy hurt. When
he makes plays.
He's productive.
Does he? What?
Yeah,
he's been on the team 5 years?
He's just the only slot receiver that has been on our team for the past couple of years.
He's been hurt a lot.
Yeah, and that's his biggest downfall. Availability is the best ability.
How worthy are you if you're on the sideline?
Exactly. Well, that's a great point. I mean, he might even start the season on the pup,
On the pup.
To try to give them room to. I mean, I think they're going to carry 7 receivers. I really do.
I love it. Even keep Bachman on the bench. Keep him on the practice squad. Let him get a little bit more hungry. Is that the 7th you were talking about? Who are the other 6?
I would say Galladay, Tony, Johnson, Sills.
Yeah. Whoa.
I think Sills might finally make it.
Yes.
Well, you forgot about Robinson, Slayton, and
Shep.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and don't forget CJ Board is in there too.
Get him out of there.
Yeah,
I don't think he'll be there. He doesn't produce.
Galladay, Richie James, Colin Johnson.
Richie James, forgot about him.
Holy shit.
Marcus Kemp, Wandell.
Yeah, you know that one of these guys is going to go to another team and go off.
Yeah, I agree, Jack.
Maybe. Well, most of them aren't rookies. They've been around the league for a while. So, like Bachman and Sills have been on the Giants practice squad, 2-3 years maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Bachman definitely, this is probably his 3rd year. And Sills, he had a good camp, I think, last year, maybe the year before. And he didn't do much when he was in, for the regular season. But maybe now's his time. Maybe he needed time to, learn. So I think they have a good group to pick from and to keep on the side and work in if the other guys don't work out. I am psyched to see Robinson. I haven't seen him do shit yet in the preseason, but I think they're keeping him under lock and key until the season comes out. Because they're doing nothing special with him. They did nothing special with him in
very
preseason.
Frustrated with his usage so far. I
Dude,
think
they are hiding him. They're not giving. They're throwing him crap screens with nobody in front of them. They're
exactly.
They're not using him at all like they're going to use him in the season. I'm convinced of that.
Is that what you're hearing on the around the block?
No, that's just my view.
No way. I mean, they did what? Wait, did they draft him in the first round or the second round?
Second.
If I didn't know what kind of player he was and I didn't know anything about him, I'd be like, who's this guy? Yeah, he's going to get cut because they're not using him really. But I think they have a lot planned with him. I really do.
I think he's too small. I worry about his size. You see him going to the huddle. He's like 3 feet shorter than like the offensive line.
Yeah.
He is a little dude.
Yeah. Well, he made it, we'll see. I mean, he's, he definitely, if you look at his highlights from college, obviously college is different, but he's not afraid to get in there. He's not afraid to go middle. He's not afraid to go up and get it. And, there's other guys. I mean, look at Devonta Smith. What is he, like 8 pounds?
Yeah, he's a
5'10". He weighs like 25 pounds.
Yeah.
I mean, so Tony's 6 feet.
No way.
And Wandell is 5'8", and everyone else is, except for Richie James, is in the 6s. 6'3", 6'4". So
I did not know that Wandale was that small.
Oh, yeah.
I thought he was the same exact size.
I thought he was
Tony.
5'6".
That was a big. Yeah, I'm 5'6". I can't imagine playing in. Yeah, so I'm really excited for that kid, though. I think they got a lot planned for him. I think they do.
All right, you heard it here first.
I have a question. Do you guys think that, like, I'm not sure exactly what Saquon's contract situation is, but is it worth it for him to be re-signed next year? I think he is expiring. I think they picked up his 5th-year option, and he's expiring after this year. Do you think it's worth it?
No.
Like, let's say he has 800 or 1,000 yards rushing and 800 receiving yards, like a solid year.
He would have to have a historic year as a running back for them to want to sign him again, because I don't think they want to put that money into a running back. I think, even if he has an awesome year, I don't see him on the Giants next year at all.
With no contingency plan.
Well,
the position is pretty replaceable, dude.
That's a good point. Dable loves this guy Williams too, because he was on Buffalo, and there was a couple videos I saw of like Dable talking to Williams on the side, like during the first preseason game, and the way he was talking to the kid, I'm like, he loves that kid. So I really don't see them spending money on Saquon next year.
All right, next question. Same thing with Daniel Jones. What do you think Daniel Jones has to do this year to be able to be re-signed? Because remember, he is a first-round draft pick quarterback, so whatever money they give him is going to be astronomical to his worth, no matter how good he does this year.
I don't completely agree with that.
Go ahead, Tim.
I think he has to stop giving the ball to the other team, first of all. I think he needs to get through the season and get rid of the constant turnovers, whether it's fumbles, interceptions, or whatever. He needs to have a very fundamentally sound year where he's making the plays he needs to make. He's using his legs. I don't expect him to be like the next coming of Jesus, but he's got to stop putting them into the negative.
But what if you put into consideration that he's the most pressured quarterback in the NFL his entire career? Like, over his 4 years, he's the most pressured quarterback.
Well,
how much does that play into?
If he's still the most pressured quarterback this year, then obviously we didn't do the right thing by his protection with his OL. So if the OL is solid where we're getting a running game going and if he's getting some time and he's still doing that stuff, that's kind of my point. Dino?
Yeah, I would really like to know what Dable and Schoen have as their checklist, for Jones, like what they want to see.
Yeah,
because
gold.
Yeah, what their goals are for Jones, whether it's, this, that, or the other thing, obviously, turnovers, things like that. But I want to know what their goals are, because that's what really matters, what they want to see. And if they really like what they see and he has a good season, they could tag him next year. They don't have to give him the extension.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, the tag's going to give him a lot of money, but, it's only 1 year. And then they can say, okay, you had a great 2022. Let's see if you can do it again. If you do it again, all right, then you're our franchise. But I don't know what their goals are, and like I said before, he's not going to get many excuses with O-line, this, that, or the other thing. He's a 4-year guy, and he's not their pick. So, he either gets it done or he doesn't. But whatever their goals for him are, I would really love to know. But I don't think he has to make the playoffs, with the team. Going with Ken said, I think he has to help the team win instead of just being the guy throwing the ball to people. He really needs to be a key part. He needs to be clutch in some games, some, fourth quarter drives, things of that nature. He has to become a franchise quarterback. And right now he's a long way from it.
That's what I think about the whole Daniel Jones next year or in the future is, yeah, dude, he was 6th overall, but you don't have like other teams knocking on the Giants' door like, can we have him? Can we have him? Like, he's not the most sought after quarterback. We probably give him like whatever we want if we wanted to keep him. Honestly, might not even have to tag him. I don't know all the logistics when it comes into that, but say he has like a 4,200-yard, 30 touchdown, 10 pick season.
That's awesome.
I think we move forward. I wouldn't reward him with some ridiculous contract.
Exactly.
I would think very carefully about how much we pay him and for how long, right? Because as soon as you give somebody a 7-year deal or whatever, like, then they suck for the next 7 years.
Yeah.
So,
don't forget about the NFLPA. They don't like franchise quarterbacks taking less money than so they like to set precedent every time a new contract comes out. They frown on players taking less money than they should, market value wise.
Yeah. But he would have to have a stellar marquee year to get big dollars.
Mm-hmm.
And it also
depends
what Dable and Schoen are looking at in the draft. Do they love anybody in next year's draft? Stroud.
I know Jack does.
Jack loves Bryce Young.
Tank season.
Right, yeah. Well, those two guys, Stroud and Bryce Young, are
I don't like Stroud.
They could be, they could be giant picks, depending on where their draft pick is going to be. But
the only reason I say tank season is because I don't think we get Bryce Young unless we're a top 2 pick, top 3 pick.
And there's no way I agree with that.
There's no way that's
any way, shape, or form.
So. And DJ getting hurt is the only way that happens in my eyes. And even then, Tyrod is plenty good.
Yeah, he's a competent quarterback. He should be able to win him some games,
But just based off like the second preseason game specifically, I think DJ went 14 of 16, but like his command of the offense, I think Dad, it was you that said the word sharp.
He was sharp.
And it's just like if he's going to throw for 115 yards with almost no mistakes, like that pick was the tight end's fault, and then in a quarter and a half, are we looking at, and that it's Dable's offense, so the Bills last year were like 70% pass, 30% run, so he's going to get the attempts through the air. I'm thinking he has over 4,000 yards and possibly 30 touchdowns, and just with those numbers alone, it's probably going to open up the run game. I just see the Giants being a lot more successful, and I think everything is inflated in New York, so I think that he will be able to change a lot of people's minds this year.
Well, don't forget,
if he can play that well.
Things are more inflated in New York, but they're also more magnified on the negative. Every one of his picks is going to be like he just threw 10 picks, because of his reputation.
It's unbelievable.
And it's just going to be harped on like hugely. And that's a shame for him, but that's the hole he's dug for himself,
he's going to have so that drive that he had where he went down the field through the last pass to, I think it was Williams, where he ran out of bounds in like the 5-yard line.
Yeah.
And then obviously it was just a handoff to go into the end zone. He's going to have to do that 3 to 4 times a game.
Yeah.
And then in the fourth quarter, he needs to do it again.
Right.
Right. That's the kind of drive you need to see out of him to say he looked at every option. Like I was very impressed with him. I thought I know he was going against the twos a bit for the Bengals, but he still looked good. I have to say, still
Giants level right now, they're twos. You know, I mean they are. You know, you might call them starters, but they're twos on most teams anyway. You know,
what about the O-line? Like on that drive specifically, I think that was the second or third Giants drive. Like which O-linemen were actually in? I don't think Thomas was in there.
I don't know who was in,
Feliciano was on there.
Yeah. I don't know who was in, but like they were commenting, you know, the commentators, whoever they were, about that they were keeping a nice like protection area. So they kept saying like, you know, he had some time.
Yeah.
He had some time to go 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
He also made a couple completions while he was under duress too, which was great to see. And the other thing that was great is after the pick, they came back in the next series, and that's when they scored.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another thing Dable said, you know, in his pressers. He's like, we're going to make mistakes. He's like, I want to see how we respond. Are we going to come back and do better, or what's going to happen? And that's exactly what the coach wants to see. You know, stuff happens. The pass went off the tight end's hands. They come back in the next one, and boom, they scored. So it's perfect.
The only thing that he was pissed about was the fumble on either the punt or the kick return.
Right.
Remember that he got
about
that.
Well, the old what's it called? The old transition to the commercial, and you just see the slow motion of Dable going.
What the?
he was getting hot on the sideline.
The 4th and 1.
Is that what? Oh yeah, right.
Because DJ called that play in the huddle on it by himself. Right. I think he called the wrong play or the wrong change audible at the line. He was flipping out, blood pressure through the roof.
He was getting hot. Getting hot. That's good. I mean, he's a passionate dude. He's I think he's a good combo of players coach, but you got to produce or else you're out. I'm not going to be your buddy all the time. I think he's a good combo of that. So hopefully we got a good guy we're going to have around for a while, like Coughlin. What was he here, like 150 years?
Coughlin.
I think
his ghost is still hanging around.
As an old time fan, that's what I'm clamoring for. I want that coach that we're going to have for like 10 years, and we're going to be competitive every year. You're not going to win it every year, but you're going to be competitive. You're going to be playing meaningful football in October, November, and December, and it's like, yeah, we got a chance.
Sean Payton, Bill Belichick.
I'm just so sick of this season being over in freaking end of September.
It's over, Johnny.
Yeah.
It's over.
See, the things that I'm focusing on for this year, obviously, tank season. Let's go Giants. I want the offensive line and defensive line to show major improvement. Obviously, that's not saying a lot past couple of years. They just have to play pretty much average at this point to show any improvement. But no, I want to see Kayvon play really well this year. I want to see Evan Neal play really well. Lewinsky, Andrew Thomas keep it up. Ojulari, just like Joe just said. It's the coaches always say it, the game is win and lost in the trenches, and we really need a good O-line and really need to get that Giants D-line back.
You got to win up front. That's the foundation of everything right there. You just said it, Jack.
What did you guys turnovers? You guys said in one of your recent ones, it's like, I think Joey said like F the skill players, or somebody said that. I think it was Jack that said like D-line, O-line. Like stop talking about the skill players.
Right.
Let's put the pressure, and let's stop the pressure. And then everything else can kind of like work its way out.
Totally. It's like the trunk of a tree. You got to build it up from the bottom.
If you talk about like the best teams in the NFL every year, it's like It's like the Cowboys have one of the best O lines, the Eagles, the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers have both sides of the football.
Right. And they
Like,
have
who
Brady.
knows how good they would be if they didn't even have Brady, just because how good both sides of the trenches is. But
And bringing up Barkley from before, he never should have been picked at number 2. When he was picked, that was a ridiculous pick. I mean, they thought Eli had another year, and he didn't. And a lot of people didn't think he did, and that's why they picked Barkley instead of an O lineman. And I at the time I liked the pick, but then after I started, really learning about it a little bit, I think that was a terrible pick.
was that
It's the
terrible?
whole argument of best available versus positional need. And a lot of the time best available wins that argument. But when you're looking at a guy like a running back that's a generational talent, you need a superior O line like the Titans
Right.
have in front of Derrick Henry.
Right.
You need that support. You can't we're gonna have a home run hitter that's gonna run behind a bunch of sandbags. Like, are you kidding
Yep.
me?
Yep. They saw Eli, having a monster, send off, and they said, let's get him Barkley. Let's get him a guy he can dump it off to. And Barkley had that season, but the rest of the team didn't.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
he-
let's all be honest with ourselves, guys. Like when he was playing the first year, we were in love with Saquon.
Oh,
absolutely.
yeah. No, I still am.
Like we finally had a running back. Like even Tiki Barber always got caught like on the 5-yard line because he wasn't fast enough. We finally had a running back that can actually take it to the house, like with 10 or 15 yards to go.
Absolutely. It's not that I didn't like him as a pick as a player. I just think it was the wrong pick for them.
Yes.
I think they could have got Quentin Nelson or something like that.
Yeah, I was just
I
gonna
mean,
say
he's
his
like-
name.
He's like an all-pro, right?
Every single season, without a doubt,
Yeah.
first team All Pro
He was
Yeah.
dubbed one of the best linemen in the league in his first start or something.
before the draft.
Unbelievable.
They were like, you can't miss.
Yep.
Still passed up on him.
Probably
Giants.
traded back, a couple of spots, got some more picks, and got Quentin Nelson.
Just like this year.
And
How they traded back.
McAdoo wanted Mahomes.
I remember hearing
Yes,
that
he
come
did.
out.
Bob
Easy thing to
McAdoo-
say now.
Bob McAdoosh wanted Mahomes.
McAdoo. You fucking wackadoo.
McAdoo. Yeah.
What
Imagine Mahomes on the Giants.
Yeah,
still
derailed
be
career.
losing.
He'd probably
Yeah,
already be
yeah.
retired.
He'd probably
Yeah.
already be injured.
have like one leg and one hand left?
Yeah, he'd be running around for his life making plays, though.
I don't know who he'd be throwing to.
Yeah, crazy. It's
Evan Ingram.
No Tyreek.
He'd be throwing to Ingram only to drop it.
yeah.
Yeah,
he
we
just-
were talking
Here,
about
defense.
well, who tipped it? Oh, Bellinger. I've heard a lot of
Bellinger.
good things about Bellinger
Well,
in
that's who-
camp, and then he tips that ball and
Yeah.
it gets picked off.
That was iffy.
Evan
That was
Ingram
iffy.
2.0.
That ball.
You think it was a bad pass?
It wasn't a bad pass. It was rifled though, and it was like, I think it got on him quick, and Jones can only put it where he put it because of the D that was in front of him. It happens. I mean, he's a fourth round. What is he? Fourth round or fifth round pick?
San Diego State.
Yeah, he's not like a
Yeah,
superstar. He's not a superstar. So hey, man, he missed the ball. Big deal. I think he's going to be good. He's a good blocker. He's good size. I think he's going to be a good player.
I'm
Absolutely.
disappointed in that because how many times did we say with Ingram, he's blah blah blah, he's gonna drop the ball sometimes. Then 40 plays later of him,
Dude,
getting
it's one.
picked up.
It's one play.
I can't do that. Catch the ball.
It was
Get
as
Stills in there.
50-50 as it gets. It was high, but at the same time, he had to get it away from the defender. The defender was draped a little bit. It came on him quick. He didn't turn around quick enough. It was a whole mess of things.
You're a professional football player.
And
You
it
are
was
paid to
almost.
catch the
Not
ball.
yet.
And the
Not
ball
yet.
did kind of hit the ground. The ball did kind of hit the ground on the pick.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't agree with that call either. Actually,
That was a lucky.
Yeah. Nah, it hit his hands. It bounced
I feel
around a little bit, but it stayed off the turf. I watched it several times.
I feel
In
like it
my
was a quick,
professional opinion,
easy.
But
call
I'm
from the
I'm
preseason.
I'm a Bellinger fan. I think he's going to be good.
I think the number 45 looks
I was just gonna
sick
say
on a
that.
tight end.
Let's go.
Mm.
Especially in the Giants. Get the
Oh, yeah,
Giants. in
speaking
there.
of those numbers, how do you guys feel about like the change in the numbers with the D linemen and the linebackers? As a tradition, as an older time football, fan, I hate it. I hate seeing 5 on an edge.
I feel like it
stupid.
makes them look more athletic.
I mean,
I
I'll get used to
associate
it.
those numbers with skill guys.
I think it's stupid, but I'll get used to it.
I don't know why they did it.
Yeah, you need to see like 75 or something like that, like not 5.
They take it from college. They're letting them do it because to college. They're letting them take their numbers that they had.
I think college only did it because they had to give jerseys to get different guys every year.
Well, yeah,
because
it
they
was
don't
not
have a
like that.
53-man
because
roster.
they got like 80
Yeah.
guys on the roster.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
One
watch,
guy leaves
you
after
watch a
2
college
years.
team. There's like 3 5s on the team.
Yeah.
It's true. I mean, I'll get used to it, but I really wasn't a fan of it. I remember, I think I saw Brady say something about it too. He's like, "You got to be kidding me." He's like, "What? I got to look for like 5 as like the linebacker now." Because they were used to looking at numbers quarterbacks, right?
Mhm.
50. The different
Number 5's the mic.
Or maybe you should look at the jersey that you're wearing first.
Yeah.
And not worry
Tom,
about
it's
the
a
number.
color thing, all right, buddy?
Yeah. So, but anyway, I'll get used to it, but I don't really like it. That's the old man in me talking.
Old man.
Old man. So what else we got? What about the what
You guys
else we
want
got?
to? All right. Do you guys want to run through the schedule?
Yeah, let's run
Yeah,
through the schedule.
All right. I mean, I think so. The Giants have, according to Jack, the source on this, but the second easiest schedule in the NFL this year.
PFF.
As they should.
And wait, what was the check?
PFF.
Oh, nice. All right. Week 1 against the Titans.
Win.
At the Titans. Win?
Win.
I say
That's a
win.
bold call, Cot. Wow.
It's because everyone's saying the Giants are going to suck. So I think they come out healthy, right? They go into the game healthy, and I think they have something to prove. Huge chip, and they come out with a win. That's my prediction.
Yeah, I think it's
Didn't see
I
that
think
coming.
even though it's the first game of the season, I think it's a trap game for Tennessee. Just for the same reasons that Ken said. They think they're going to suck. I mean, the Giants do have to stop Derrick Henry, right?
Yeah.
I think it's
Our
more important
defense
for them
is
to stop the
fucking
receivers.
terrible.
Like, Derrick Henry's going to get his. That guy's an alien.
Yeah, he is an
Like,
alien.
he
So,
can't literally do everything. So I think
I
if they
mean,
get
you know,
shut down the-
they're going to focus on that, and they're going to try to bat, Tannehill around like a baby seal. So we'll see.
I think they'll be able to get to him for sure.
Where did that come from?
I don't know.
So are we recording these predictions so we can play them back throughout the year? So Titans are saying, Phil says
I say
win. I say win.
I say win. I got the Giants going like
Justice
11-6.
Jack, you say
Loss.
Negative Deli.
okay. Next.
All right. Panthers at Giants. Giants are favored. It's at the Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold both play and both throw 2 picks each. Aaron Rodgers 3 picks.
nope. Riding off the high of the win on the Titans, I think they're going to take the Panthers because I think Baker's lame and so is Darnold. So
First home game too.
they got
It's gonna
nothing.
be buzzing in MetLife.
Especially if they
W.
win. Especially if they win week 1.
I
W?
think the Panthers are going to be one
Dub.
of the worst teams in the NFL. So,
Yeah.
I think
You
you're
say
right.
W2.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
All right, next one. Cowboys, 8:15 p.m. Looks like a Sunday or a Monday night primetime at MetLife.
Totally gonna lose that game.
Primetime Dallas, aren't they?
I think we're
terrible?
playing. I think it's a Monday. Monday at home.
Oh, it is a Monday, yeah.
We are terrible in the limelight. We really are, for the most part.
Yeah, no
I
matter
think
who the coach is or the roster, it seems like they just can't handle it. But yeah,
All right,
I
we'll
think
take the L. We'll take the L. We'll take the L.
take the L.
It's also the Cowboys. Like, this isn't a hard decision here, boys.
Yeah, they're good, man. They're good. I hate to say it, but they're good.
Well, at the beginning of the season, yeah.
Yeah, they're good.
Remember, the Cowboys are pretty beat up on the offensive side of the football, especially at the beginning of the year. They don't have like 2 or 3 of their starting receivers.
So we
And
saying
that's
L.
maybe
We saying
garbage.
L. Everyone says L.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's at Jerry World.
No, at Giants
No, it's at
Stadium.
home.
Oh, it's at home. All right. I still think
Yeah.
it's at
Only because it's a night game. I think if we're playing 1 or 4 o'clock, we have a better chance.
if it's not prime time.
Yeah.
I got a 30-29 final on a missed extra point. All right.
That's a detailed
yeah.
prediction.
Bears at Giants. I think
Win.
we slap the Bears around. Justin Fields looks
That's a win.
terrible.
That's a win.
All right. This
L.
one.
Jack says L. Okay.
Stop. I hate this. You know what? No, I'm happy. I can't wait for the Giants to win the division. All right. Giants playing, I think, in Mexico against the Packers.
Against the
Or
Mexicans?
I think they're
London.
playing in London, dude.
It was one of the two. It's a 9:30 a.m. start Eastern time.
That's definitely not Mexico.
Definitely not Mexico. All right, I got.
There's nothing good about that game.
Yeah.
Nothing.
No.
Giants get slaughtered.
I don't think so, dude.
Yeah, I think I'm chalking that one up as a loss.
I'm going loss.
Joe,
I think
it's
the Giants will match up
Aaron
good against the
Rodgers versus
Packers.
the Giants passing defense.
Be original.
Our guys
Joe.
can't
And they
cover.
don't have receivers. He's publicly calling out his young receivers because they can't catch the football.
Okay, and our cornerbacks still can't cover
Can
those
you
guys.
imagine how walking on glass that locker room is right now? And I bet you the head coach, his mouth is zipped shut, and he threw away the key because he's too much of a pussy to stand up to Rodgers. Anyway, I'm passionate about Aaron
Call it a
Rodgers.
loss and be surprised with a win.
Let's
Dad,
go.
Aaron
I got the
Rodgers.
Giants. I got the Giants.
Aaron Rodgers is Eddie Martell status from the replacements. Love it.
All right, so the Packers, Joe's going with the dub.
Yes,
Everyone
man.
else is going with the L. Okay.
Yeah.
Next.
DJ 450 yards outplays Rodgers in London.
All right. The following
statement
week,
game.
we host the Ravens. I think
Another
the
loss.
Ravens beat up on us.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'll take a loss on that. A big fan of the Ravens this year. Remember, they were 8-1 to start the year last year before every guy on their team got hurt.
Right.
I like
What
the
did you
Ravens.
say, Phil?
No, I'm definitely taking a
I
loss.
think
on
it's
that.
L's all around.
I think
Okay.
he's developed into a good passer as well,
Hell
or
yeah.
a pretty good passer anyway.
That's a
Mark
CinqBoys
Andrews, top
staple.
tight end, top tight end in the league for fantasy.
Yep.
And they have
All
no
right, we
receivers.
have a stretch of 3 games that might be the worst 3 teams in the league. Starting with we're in Jacksonville.
Win.
Win.
Got to beat those bastards.
We better.
And
Doesn't
then we're
Coughlin work in the front office for the Jags?
He was. I don't know if he's still there or not.
They'll probably have a little segment.
We'll
about
see what
the
Trevor Lawrence
Jacksonville.
turns into too, right?
Mhm.
He looks
We could
so
have,
weird.
we could have a
dude.
breakout
He
season.
needs to get his hair cut.
Human horse
He
face.
flips me out.
Yeah.
He walks into a bar, bartender says, "Why the long face?"
The following game we're at the Seahawks.
I think we beat them too. They're just,
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have a lot going for them. They're like selling big time. Bobby Wagner, I think, is gone. Pretty much everybody that used to be on.
I mean,
them is
Pete
gone.
Carroll's a good, great coach, but I think they're a disaster. Who's their quarterback? Geno Smith?
Drew Lock and Gino has played terrible in the preseason. So
Drew
far.
Lock and Geno Smith. They're going to
Yeah.
win like 4 games.
Maybe not even.
Maybe.
All right,
Me
so
and,
I'm-
me and
I'm-
Joe's projection was 2-15.
Wow. Woo.
So we're saying W's.
All across the board.
Yeah.
Let's get her going. What are we at right now, boys? Are we 6-2 heading into the
I think
bye?
we all have different ones.
Yeah.
The
I'll
next
post
game,
The predictions.
the next game we host the Texans.
This is a softball of a schedule, boys.
I'm going to say W. We're
Yeah.
hosting.
Me too.
It's
Out of
probably
a
like
bye.
it's probably like in October.
November 13th.
Okay, so it's like nice weather.
Who's their QB?
Davis Mills.
Who?
Yeah, exactly.
Who dat?
All right. I'll go for a win there.
Wasn't Tyrod the quarterback last year?
Yes.
Was he on the Texans or was he on Buffalo? Oh, he was on the Texans last year, right?
Yeah.
I think he got hurt and Davis came in.
Yeah.
Somehow
So
won
me-
the job.
So me and Dino have a dub. What do you guys have?
Yeah.
Win, slaughter. Giants are ripping it up now. 9-2.
Okay.
And then we host the Lions.
Oh man, who's stopping this train? Big dub.
Whoever plays us after them.
It better not be Jones.
I'm saying dub.
Dub.
I'm saying an
Yep.
L. I think we lose to Motor City Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions.
Jack watches one episode of Hard Knocks, and all of a sudden the Lions are a 500 football team.
I guess, they are going to have games that they're – well, you know what? The Giants have an easy schedule, but there's no easy games for the Giants this year.
No.
There really isn't.
What a quote.
There's no easy
The
games.
Giants have an easy schedule, but there's no easy games.
Why?
It's like
do
an
you say that?
oxymoron.
Because they suck until they don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we got it. I think that needs to go. That needs to go
There you go.
in some sort
I'm
of
with
like,
Jackson.
Whatever.
I'm going to take Jack on this one. I'm going to go with a loss.
No way.
Let's go. Hop on fucking tank season bus.
Joe, you going?
I'm dead. Are we talking about the Lions game?
Yeah.
Oh, we're it's another beatdown, Vice. Beatdown.
Which
See you
way?
later. Who's the James and the Giant Peach? No.
Joe, win or loss?
Who's the Jimmy Beanstalk guy?
It's Jack and the Beanstalk, James and the Giant Peach.
No,
bro.
David and Goliath. So Goliath is the giant who's gonna stomp on the lion from Lion King. I don't know, dude. I went way off.
Next.
Mufasa?
Next. No, the other guy.
So we got the next four opponents are all interdivisional. We're in Dallas.
We win.
We're
It's
in
another
Dallas
L.
on a Thursday. On a Thursday.
On a short
4
week.
days after the.
We win. We're
L.
pissed off because we lost at the Lions.
Big
I'm
L.
going with loss.
This is, remember, the Cowboys Stadium has the sun peeking through right where the end zone, like, if this is the vertical side, the sun comes through right in the quarterback's eyes. Dak can't see shit. 3 picks.
But
I got
Daniel
the
Jones
Giants.
has got his sunglasses
Yeah,
on.
don't
right?
forget Dallas was 6-0 in the division last year.
Dude, we broke
Yeah,
his
but we had
leg
Mike
and we
Glennon.
still lost
Yeah.
in Dallas.
All right, I'll take a loss in that. I'll give the Cowboys one.
I think
Actually-
they're going to have I mean, I don't see them winning the division, but the Giants are going to have a hard time in the division. I really think so. For
Yeah.
some
Oh, the Eagles and Cowboys are
Jack, you
definitely up
going?
there.
Yeah.
Okay, next one up.
Next one is we host the Commanders.
Commanders.
I think we
Who
beat
came
them.
up with that shit?
I think we beat them at home.
Yeah, me too.
Absolutely.
Same. Carson
We
Wentz.
slap Carson Wentz around.
Commander Carson.
We're
Yeah.
getting the wind beneath our sails now at this point.
That's what I'm talking about.
Joe's
Look at the
already at
defense.
like 8-2.
I'll publish this.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to be right about everything. I think the only team I have us losing to is the Packers and the Cowboys so far.
Okay. We'll see.
We host the Eagles next.
Loss.
Loss.
I
think
hate
we
the-
s-
I
think
hate
we
the
split
Eagles
Eagles.
more than any other team ever in the league. I have hatred for the Cowboys and the Eagles, but it's different. I have deep hatred for the Eagles.
Started with Buddy Ryan.
This started with Buddy Ryan. Deep hatred, and Cowboys are just I love to see them lose, but it's just different.
Mainly for Bob Swallow.
I can't stand
It's
Phil.
got to be regional, right?
It's right. It's the
Like, how
fact
many
that a lot
times
of
have you
Jer-
been there?
Yeah, that half of Jersey like are Eagles fans. That oh my god, that rubs me the wrong way. You go down the shore, you go in bars, and there's all Eagles like flags and crap hanging up. It's like you
Not
pieces.
okay.
So I hate filthy, but they're good, and they have the Giants number. So yeah, that's a loss.
Ever since the Sean Jackson kick return on Matt Dodge.
I was
punt
there.
return,
Watched that at Nana's house.
You were
I
at
wanted
the
to kill
game.
myself.
Dude, I was watching that game with Slotowitz. I was at that game with Mitch Slotowitz, and we're doing really good. And he's like, I'm like, come on, man. He's like, nope, this game's not over yet. I'm like, dude, they can't lose. And
What
we
a
just
dick for him
watched
to
it
say
all
that,
with our
Charlie.
mouths hanging open. And that piece of crap, Deshaun Jackson running back that kick, unbelievable, man. The worst game I was ever at.
Yeah, I can't even imagine.
The best game and the worst game because they were beating them up and they were winning. Now the score was what?
Not big, right?
Like 17 points or something like that, right?
Vic.
And I was just
Vic
like,
took him back.
the best game and the worst game. But yeah, so anyway, I hate Philly, but it's a loss. They can't beat them.
I got
Next
the
game
Giants
is
winning
You have them beating the Eagles that game?
at home. I think they lose in Philly the last game of the year.
Okay.
All right, so we're saying Eagles at home. I'm saying loss. Phil saying loss. Jack, Joey.
Loss.
Win.
Okay. Next,
At Washington.
we beat him again.
Yeah, we beat them.
I'm going to
The,
say
the
L.
name is the Commanders. It's not going to work out. I was
How
okay
did,
with
how
the
did we do
Washington
against
football
Carson
team.
when he was
Yeah.
on Philly?
I remember. I think one of the games that year he was hurt. We only played him once. I think.
Yeah,
Is that the year-
I mean, it's week 15 or 16. Is he even
Yeah,
going to
because
be in the starting
I
lineup?
think Foles beat us. Actually.
It's
But
likely.
yeah, I only have them.
Sure.
I have them maybe winning 2 games in the division. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the
I
thing.
can't believe how heavily the division weighs on your brain.
No, dude, I kind of think the same way. And when you look at how, the Eagles are very competitive with like the entire league, and then the Cowboys
Yeah.
are like one of the top teams in the entire league. Like I don't see us beating either of those teams.
Yeah, they're more established teams. That's like the bigger part too. So don't forget, Dable's his first year as a head coach. It's not like he's some seasoned head coach. There's going to be a lot of bumps in the road, man. A lot of bumps in the road.
Yeah, but I mean, Ron Rivera is the coach of the Commanders, and he had that one good year with Cam, that 15-1. Every other year hasn't been anything special. And then Mike McCarthy, this is his second season with the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I mean,
Second
I'm not
season?
talking
I
about
thought
next
was-
Yeah, it might be his third.
I don't know. See,
Yeah.
this is why we read books.
Yeah.
I
So,
don't.
I
But,
should have known that.
All right, so what's the Commanders? What's the end
we got
result?
big dubs. I'm scared that I have the Giants going 11-6.
Yeah.
So-
I actually think they're going to beat the Commanders twice, but they're not going to beat Philly or Dallas either time.
Really? Okay.
Yep.
So Joey, Jack, Commanders, second time?
L.
When Giants
Okay,
are
what's after-
fucking rolling at this point.
And then
What-
we're in Minnesota.
I got the Giants losing.
Minneapolis tits?
Minneapolis.
I have a big fat L.
When I used to tell Phil I was going to Minneapolis, he would say, "Oh, you're going to Minneapolis tits."
Or where I came up with that one. Yeah, I'm going to loss there too.
Okay,
We
loss.
We looked up the Viking stats earlier, and they have one of the best pass rush. It's just like every Giants weakness. Like the Vikings weren't that good last year, but every Giants weakness, the Vikings, it's their strength.
It's
They
the
were gonna
matchup.
get slaughtered by them.
Yeah, it's matchups, right?
We don't have a
Mhm.
lot of strengths.
No.
Dude,
You don't even know
how
what
do
they
you
are
live
yet.
like this? How do
You don't
you
even know
live
what they
in
are
this
yet.
much sadness?
I'm not sad, dude.
How
I
many games
I have
have you
hope-
said that we're gonna win this year?
I have
dude?
hope for the future. I just know a dog
Where's
shit
the
product
hope?
when I see it.
This is a gorgeous product. This is parsley on top of some buttered noodles.
No, this is like putting ice cream on a trash can.
Like put lipstick on a pig.
There we go. Wow. I really like Dable. I like the moves they've made personnel-wise, but we're not nearly close to the competitive team.
So with
that
the
we want.
Vikings, prime
Dude,
time
you
Kirk,
know- dude,
it's
you-
Christmas Eve.
Dude,
Actually,
you
not
know-
that. Put
you
me down
know
for a
my
win.
feeling
Put me
about
down
the
for a win.
Vikings.
I know you think they're really good. Kirk
think
Cousins
they're
is
gonna
your
win the
secret
NFC
best
North.
friend.
Yeah, he's another dude, Kirk Cousins. It's like he's great, but he sucks all at the same time. It's unbelievable.
Thank you.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but I think it's a loss.
Kirk Cousins is one of the worst primetime quarterbacks in the history of the NFL. They're playing on Christmas Eve. Dad, change my pick to a win, please.
Okay. Minnesota.
Joe's big
What's
stats
next?
guy. Then we are hosting the Colts. Big fat L.
Big
Loss.
L's,
Loss.
Slaughterfest.
Loss.
And we're playing on CBS in January.
Yikes, 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 yikes. Yeah.
Philip.
Yeah, loss.
The Colts, me and Jack think the Colts are going to be a force this year.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna probably
Natty
finish like
ice.
12-5.
Last game of the season, we're in filthy
L's.
L.
Win.
Big L.
Kentel
Yeah.
has the win.
I have the win.
Lone
Last game
Rider.
of the season. Davis Webb, starting quarterback.
Yeah.
Throws to what's his name? The practice squad receiver for the
Bachman?
final touchdown.
Bachman. 89-yard touchdown goes the other way.
Did we finish everything? Dad, you have the scores counted up?
I do. I will compile them and send them out to this distribution
spreadsheet.
list.
Wait, just count how many wins for each column you have for each person.
I probably
That's
that I actually think they're going
that's a big lift. So let's see. For Philip, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Philip has 8.
Did you think I have to ask, did you think you were gonna have that many wins before we started this?
Well, I kind of said before, I think if they go 7 and 10, 8 and 9, I'd be pretty happy. So I guess I'm kind of right around the ballpark.
Did you look at the schedule before this moment?
I'm sure I did, but I didn't think about it, to be honest with you.
I'm just trying to paint a picture of
We have
how
a super weak
attainable
schedule,
it is for us to get 7-10 wins. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and that's also, you're trying to guess. I mean, as the season unfolds and there's injuries and there's this and that, and who knows? They could go on a tear. Daniel Jones could be the best quarterback in the league.
Let's go!
Or the worst.
That's my guy right there.
And it could be a tank of season like Jack says.
Yeah, because that's fun for everyone.
No, it's not fun at all.
Yeah. I didn't watch the last 5 weeks of the season last year. I didn't want to say that at all, but
Yeah, man.
it was so rough. I'm at work watching it on my phone, and they're down 10-0 after the first, 21-3 after the first half.
I got to tell you, I was telling you before, I'm on the Giants, one of their message boards on Pro Boards, and I'm a moderator. So I'm usually on my computer if I'm watching the game because there's game day thread. And even in preseason, it's amazing how many fans, they see one play, the play with Bellinger, and it's just blows up with Jones sucks, that pass sucked, Bellinger sucks, and it's the fans are just out
People
of their
are just
mind.
miserable.
People are miserable and out of their minds. When Thibs got hurt, he walked off the field and he was smiling. One player was like, "Get back in there!" One of the members was like, "Get back in there, you pussy! I can't believe you're on the sidelines." It's dude, it's preseason and he just got his knee bent in half.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he's okay. They said he's okay. I'm like, you're a fucking idiot, So but the fans are they're done, man.
Can you send us those links?
The young, yeah. The young fans, the old fans, everybody's just done. And it's just funny how people just flip out right away. So the game day threads are usually, it's carnage. it's carnage. I said this year I'll probably have to suspend myself from the board because I'm gonna be pissing and moaning too probably. But yeah, I'll send you that link.
I can't wait. I'm gonna be on there, and I'm probably gonna piss a lot of people off with how positive I am.
Oh, I'm gonna ban your ass.
No,
Let's
before I
go.
even get on. No.
Nah, it's
All right,
good.
I'm done with the tally. Are we ready for the tally?
I'm fired up.
Tally, pally.
This is going to be high tech. You ready?
Yeah. 12-5. Jack, 5-12. Come on, man.
What was
I'm
yours,
surprised.
That ain't not. Oh, that 10-7. Let's go, boys.
Okay. All right. So what's the average? So the average is about
You.
So what do I got to
10
do?
and
Math
7.
now?
Probably 10-7 is probably the average. Because Joey's is so high, he's skewing the curve. Now it's probably lower than that.
I think it's
Daniel Jones comeback player of the year.
I think it's
probably
8-9.
8-9, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, Jack
Guys.
tanked the average.
Jack has us losing to literal teams that are tanking. I don't understand what kind of Giants fan thinks that. Yeah.
Dude,
A
you
real-
can't question my fandom if I'm thinking about next year and not hoping to win a Super Bowl every season when it's completely unrealistic.
Yeah, he's thinking it logically. I had to take him down off the ledge on the first preseason game after 2 plays, but
I'm fucking done with this team. I'm tired of it. You're like, I've seen this shit for 40 years.
these guys suck. Jesus, what are they doing?
They
I want
suck
18 touchdowns
until they
on the
don't
first drive.
suck.
Yeah, they suck until they don't.
I think that's a good name for the pod.
There you go. They suck until they don't.
Dad, yeah, I will
This
be
is the
naming
year.
it that.
My expectations are unhealthy.
We always say the Giants always have to beat 2 teams when they play.
Yeah, but that's why I'm actually rethinking everything I just said because the Seahawks game is no walk in the park. The
No.
Panthers, they're going to play down to. No, but see, Dable is changing the culture. The boys are
That's
fired
what we
up.
hope. I mean, that's what we hope, man. That's
All right. So
that's
what I'm
the
going to do
plan,
is
bro.
I'm going to send out the
That's the
pick by
plan.
pick,
Every
and
week.
like you have no. I'm saying like you have one day to change your mind,
No, I'm my
and then we
Hard
lock
minded
them in,
stone.
and then we torture you when you lose.
okay.
I
Or
love it.
torture you when we win. Because let's go. Jack,
That
I
at
can't
10
wait.
and
Hey,
7.
I got 10-7, bro. I'm the one that's going to be crying in my coffee here.
I can't believe how hopeful you are. That's a pretty optimistic number for you.
Yeah.
Hey, we
Look
went
at
game by
you.
game. There's a lot of shitty teams on here, so
Fuck yeah, boys.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
I am getting
Panthers,
a little more excited for the season though. I'm not as I'm not as bummed out as I was like a couple months ago. So a little more excited. So
A
we'll
lot
see.
of promise.
Crazy. Man.
I got a little hope,
First
but
thing you say is
I think the
bummed out.
foundation's being set, like Jack said, even if their season isn't great this year. Even if they do say go 6-11, I think they're setting a good foundation. I really do.
I think that's the beautiful thing about this season, and we're gonna start to wrap it up a little bit, but
Yeah.
you got Daniel Jones in the very rare situation that he's in where it's like, all right, you've had shit around you your whole career. Now you kind of got something. You got coaches that have proven it. You got guys around you. This is a prove it year. If you don't do it, you're gone. If you do it well, you might still be gone.
Right.
It's one of those like
True.
we're
He's
looking
playing
at
for
certain
himself.
position groups to perform, to build, and this is by no means a competitive year. It's just a growth
O-line,
year.
D-line. Jack said it earlier in the pod. O-line, D-line. If that has any type of positive impact, I'm good, man. I'm good.
And Jones is playing for his career. He's not just playing to be the franchise quarterback of the Giants, like Jack said. He could have a really good year, but if he doesn't check all the boxes for Schoen and Dable, he's going to be playing for somebody else next year.
Yeah, or nobody.
no, I
There's
don't.
no
I don't
way
agree
he
with that,
doesn't have a
Jack.
job.
Yeah,
There's no way.
I don't agree with that because
No, he'll
there's
get
a
it.
yeah. There's
If
a lot
Nick
of like
Mullins has a job, Daniel Jones can play
Nick
football in the
Mullins
NFL.
Are you talking about a backup?
Yes!
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I'm talking
yeah.
about a starter. He's not a
Nah.
starter in the NFL if he doesn't get this job.
And depending on the team that he may or may not go to, if they're looking for a starter, he may, there may be camp competition. He may be involved in that.
Hell
but
yeah. Send him
Next
over to
Sam
Carolina, mix around with those boys.
Yeah, he's playing for his career, man. So I think see what the kid does. Oh, speaking of his injury, real quick. So he had herniated discs in his neck. All he had to do was get shots. He didn't have to get surgery. But then they noticed there was a scar down here. Somebody, I don't know who noticed it, but somebody did. And they asked him about it. And he said, yeah, it was just something they found and it's unrelated to the industry, the injury. And I had it taken care of. So I don't know if it was a thyroid issue or whatever he had, but the injury from last year was no surgery, just shots, herniated discs. He was cleared to play long before the season even, this season even started, the camp and everything. And then there's a scar and he had something done that he's not disclosing because it's not a football injury. So
sounds amazing.
What's going on with his neck?
So don't lead with your head, Danny Dimes.
And he's got his neck is gigantic, but yeah, don't lead with your head. Fly, you stupid bastard.
He leads the league in neck.
Merton
No,
Hanks.
Mike Glennon leads the league in neck. Dude's like a stork, man. Yeah, he's got neck. Baby got
You
neck.
guys know what that's from, right? From Madden.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's he used to say about this guy Merton Hanks. He leads the league in neck.
Oh yeah. He was he was on the 49ers, right? Was he on the 49ers?
Yeah. Oh, I can't share my screen.
Yeah, dude was like, I mean, he should have been like 5'10", and he was like 6'3" because of his neck.
Now here's a guy that leads the league in neck.
R.I.P.
All right.
Cool.
All right,
Well,
boys.
thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it,
Yeah.
man.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for
hell
coming
yeah,
on.
hell yeah. Maybe we'll do like a mid-season episode, a little check-in. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I think we need to check down on like what all the bullshit we've shown here.
Yeah. We'll see how much we're bullshitting or how much we actually know.
And a lot will probably be different than this moment right now. So hopefully, I hope it's good. I think Jack hopes it's bad.
And I'm glad you restrained yourself there, Joseph.
What?
Verbally.
For what? All right, boys. All right, boys.
Peace.
All right, this has been the CinqBoys Podcast. Follow us on Instagram at CINQ Boys. Same handle on Twitter. We have a website if you haven't checked it out. CinqBoys Sports Betting and News Podcast.com.
It just has all the information on the podcast, so check it out. Thank you, Dad and Uncle Phil.
CinqBoys.
Sing.
Also check out Play Action Pools.
Yeah, I'll do a little mid roll. I'll edit something in.
So don't be cunty with the listing. Couldn't help it.
All right.
All right, guys.
Good night, guys.
Thank you.
Take care.